A Halfling Sonder, Sven's Story, by Illyria Valischin. Finally, from what Sven can determine, Willa had headed for the meadow on the outside of the village. Thinking this as his only option, Sven heads off, following her footprints, trying to come up with something if she is still in a foul mood, not wanting to take any of the ire. As he passes the last house, Sven looks out into the meadow, fully expecting to see her there pacing and possibly even yelling out, but is quite shocked to see that the entire place is empty. Not a single soul is there. A momentary panic washes over him. Where was she off to now? Most halflings never ventured further than this meadow, being quite content in staying close to their little village. That is, unless you were a farmer, a trapper, or the garbage boy who lived further out. Looking down at her steps, he notices that the trail does indeed lead off to the main road, heading straight out towards the farms, making him take in a gasping breath, and a bigger panic crosses his mind. She wouldn't be that cruel to herself. Giving his head a shake and not allowing the thought further, Sven bursts into a full-on run, feeling his heart race as he goes. The edge of the forest quickly closes behind him as he runs. Gasping breaths begin to burn as he makes it a mile into the landscape. A small bend in the road, and Sven's panic increases as he takes a moment to see if he can find her footprints in the dirt. The short search reveals that she has taken the turn down the path to the garbage boy's home. Utter disgust fills him as the thought of Hubie rolling around in his yard, adding more layers of whatever he has collected onto him, and anything else there. Sven starts off running again, his body really beginning to burn from the unusual amount of exercise he is doing, his mind pushing him harder, trying to catch her before she can do the unthinkable. When the trees begin to break, showing a small little run-down house that has been piece-milled together from other destroyed buildings, he spots Willa walking up the little path to the front door. Willa! Sven lets out on a yelling gasp. He digs down deep into himself and bursts into a full-on sprint, catching up to her as she reaches the stairs of the little makeshift home. "Willa," Sven says. She blinks a bit confused. "Sven, are you okay?" She holds her hand out, giving his cheek a concerned stroke. She tries to steady him as he sways back and forth. He shakes his head, then holds out the flower he had chosen for her earlier, his hands trembling from both nerves and exhaustion. His body quivers a few moments as he manages to take in a few deep gasping breaths. "A snowdrop. You ran all that way for a flower." She looks completely puzzled. Shaking his head no, Sven tries to catch his breath to speak, only to fall short. He begins to point to her, and then himself doing this repeatedly, trying to get the point of the flower is a gift from him to her. "For me?" she asks. "I don't understand. You found Kerp and kept your promise." "What is this for?" Taking in the biggest breath he can, "Let me chase you," he finally manages to say, his face flushing even more red as his eyes well up with tears from the raw emotion and burning pain in his lungs. Overcome with shock, Willa begins to faint and fall to the ground. Sven lunges out to catch her before she can hurt herself. A quick glance around, and Sven can tell that they are still the only ones there. Refusing to have any help from Hubie, he manages to drag her back into the tree line, holding her close to his chest while he leans against one of the trees. As she starts to come to, she gives a slight wiggle and looks up at him. His face is now a bright cherry red, and she can tell he is on the verge of passing out. Seeing this, she manages to give a slight cough, getting his attention. He looks down at her and takes in some deep breaths, the two of them just taking in the moment slowly, neither one really wanting it to end. Sven holds the flower out once more. "Please," he says on a soft whisper. She looks down at the flower and then back up at him. Not wishing to ruin it with any more words, Willa leans over and kisses his cheek. Taking the flower from his hand, she runs off down the path towards the village. Thank you for listening to my story. If you liked it, please Like and subscribe and hit that bell for notifications.